Flag, America, shirt. I'm a small, so small green. Yeah, sure. Matches the multicam. Ryan's, those are too big. Thigh strap, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Multicam, double pistol, sure. Let's get to the more expensive items. Muzzle brake. 3 magazines. Radian. Let's see, what optics? We've got all kinds here. An EOTech, black, a Pro, an RMR, a light. Oh, hello there. So we're going to be talking about Black Friday. We're going to be talking about all kinds of interesting items that are going to be for sale starting this weekend. Starting tomorrow for people who subscribe to the newsletter. And yes, you can basically walk down this aisle just like I did, treating our website like this aisle. You can envision it in your mind as you go through and just grab whatever it is that you need. Not what you want, but what you need. It's kind of funny that Black Friday happens to land on the same date as Thanksgiving, where you're supposed to be thankful for what you already have, but instead people want to trample everyone and their neighbors the next day trying to get more stuff because they're not grateful for what they have. But what we like about Black Friday is people anticipate saving up money. They know they may be able to get some good deals. And when it comes to life-preserving equipment, our big thing has been save money where you can and spend that saved money on ammo and training. So we like Black Friday for that reason, because you guys are saving away your money. You want to save some money at the same time, so we want to accommodate that as best as we can. So for this year, what we've got, unfortunately for shipping that is, the biggest Black Friday sale we've ever had. And not just the number of items that we're putting on sale, but also some of the sale percentages, and also the inventory. We have one product in particular that we're putting on sale that we have a 12-month supply on. It's one of the ones that we make. Actually, I think it's a 14-month supply at our current burn rate of this product. We have not gone out of stock on this product in a while. I'll just say we got a little overzealous when it came to keeping everything in stock, like we talked about last year. And for some of these other products as well, like the Vortex Razor and some of these optics, we've got hundreds of them because we don't want to go out of stock. But because we hold this inventory, we can also put those on discount and kind of help you guys out, hook you up. So, with all that said, I also want to be taking some questions from you guys, potentially running down here and grabbing items to talk about them. And another thing that I'm planning on doing, this will be the first time that I've done it this year, is on Friday, as long as I can, from like, I think 2 to 8 or something, 3 to 9 or something, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube, doing customer service, answering questions for you guys on products. So for like 6 hours, if you're trying to decide on buying a thing and you want to get an opinion right there or look at it, I'm going to try as best as I can to do that, and then also on Monday. So 2 8-hour streams on Friday and Monday. So hopefully that'll be helpful for people, where you can get the information straight from the horse's mouth. And yes, I am a horse. So slings for days, absolutely. Slings will be on sale. They're somewhere here on the line. I probably walked past them. Here they are. This one's in multicam black. My most hated camo scheme. No, just kidding. Not my most hated, but as far as like trying to hide, blend in with the terrain, not great for that. For discrimination, though, of organization to organization, that's where multicam black can be fun. But this doesn't blend into anything, except for maybe a swamp at night or something. But multicam black, yes, we will have slings on sale. You can pick them up, and then also all the hardware, the QD swivels, the clash hooks, and all that. We've got all that available. So, what's the discount on the panos? That's a great question. I don't know. I'd be curious if TNVC had a discount on panos. That'd be hilarious. So, is this the Olight Black Friday sale? No, you are at the wrong place if you want Olight. We only deal in the finest of weapon lights. If you want to go to a shill company and buy Olights, you can go somewhere else. You can buy cheap Olights probably all year. You don't need to wait for Black Friday for that. Is the T2 going on sale? I believe it is. Like I said, I believe everything, pretty much everything, is going on sale. Now, some of these items we don't necessarily have a ton of. So if you're not on the newsletter, they could be gone by the time Friday comes around, because there's early access for all the newsletter subscribers starting tomorrow, or starting tonight at midnight. some of these may not last super long. Like this is a T2 right here. Comes in a very plain like box, kind of like if you buy something from Louis Vuitton. It comes in a very bland box. It doesn't scream Louis Vuitton, and for obvious reasons. Well, Aimpoint basically the same as Louis Vuitton, especially in the industry with price point. But if you want something a little bit cheaper, a little more cost effective, I highly recommend this guy right here. We've been running these for a while now. Focus, please. Come on. It won't. That's okay, though. That's fine. But the Aimpoint Pro, we've got quite a few of these as well, and they're going on sale. It's pretty rad. I actually really like those. I should buy a few. So, L210s. That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. I think they may already be on sale for the price that they're going for, but AC1s. I've got one in here somewhere in my pile of goods that I just went and fetched. AC1s will be on sale as well. Now, we don't have, unfortunately, and I have to apologize, we don't have every variation or size. These are being created in batches of 500 to 1,000 to 2,000. And the people that are making these are making them in batches, so like all one color, all one size, all one color, all one size. So when we get the item, you know, we get like 2,000 large black or whatever, we sit on those for a while. That's how we've had AC1s in medium now in stock. This is a multicam one. We've had these in stock since we got them. Like they're still there, which is great. It just takes a while to get that inventory built up, getting those shipments of 1,000, 2,000, and then staying stocked. But of the variations we do have, yes, they will be on sale. You can grab them at a discount, and then you can go spend that discount on overly inflated ammo or training from companies that charge too much for what you get. So, no belt-fed machine guns, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Perhaps in the future, that would be really fun, or full auto triggers or something cool like that. That could be fun. Ready rigs available. Not exactly sure about that. I don't. The problem is some products like that are really hard to stock, like just throughout the year. You know, if they do go on sale, which I'm sure it will be slightly because it's a T.REX branded product, it won't last long. So again, you should be on the newsletter. I know I'm harping on that a lot. The other reason newsletters for companies are important is, and one reason I'll be honest, because I like to be transparent about the company, what we're doing, and our strategies and stuff. Probably some people would argue too much, but one of the strategies behind the newsletter, when we wanted to put more effort into it and whatnot, it wasn't for sales. Like we get sales without the newsletter. Like we don't have to have the newsletter to get sales and remind people we sell product. The main purpose behind the newsletter, it is our only direct link to you guys, to the community. If we get zooked off of Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere, the only thing that we actually have like some sort of control over are the servers, our website, and how we send newsletters and emails to people. So Grand Thumb just got nuked. I mean, anyone can get nuked at any time by our overlords up there running everything and running society. So that's where newsletters are really important for companies that you want to support, or companies that you're interested in. And we're hoping to do a lot more with our newsletter in the future as far as training and exclusive content and all that good stuff. But newsletters are very important, and that's why last year we put a lot more effort into our newsletter, and we're giving people on our newsletter some little added benefits here and there, like access to Black Friday a day early. So some of the items may sell out on Thursday before actual Black Friday comes around. That's just how it is. Yeah, Surefire sucks. Buy all of our lights. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Surefire will be on stock, on sale as well. So T.REX fully kitted belt. We've had some issues again. So the T.REX Arms is actually a perfect example. We wanted to make a rifle a few years ago. And there was a project kind of behind some of that, figuring out what it would take to make a T.REX Arms rifle. And the problem that we ran into in learning about just inventory and the industry in general is the problem with making a product, a single product, a single SKU that you go onto a website, hit buy it now, order, ship to me, whatever. If that single product SKU requires 9 vendors, 20 vendors, 30 vendors, to get you all the parts that you need, the detent springs, the buffer tube, the gas thingy, the rod, whatever it's called, I can't remember right now. That happens when my brain kind of wears off. If you're relying on all those products to come in, and there's like one vendor who doesn't get through to you because a cargo ship gets held up in customs, or a pandemic occurs or something, that can affect bringing that product to stock. And that's how you see firearms manufacturers, some firearms manufacturers, not having stock because they're waiting on dust covers. They got everything else to the gun, they haven't gotten their dust covers, so they can't put it up for sale. And that's the problem with the fully kitted Orion is we're relying on like 5 different vendors to get all of our stuff together before we can actually assemble it in-house. And we normally do it right over there on those tables. So are they going to be in stock? Possibly. I think I heard some people in the meeting today talking about wanting to have some, but that's a very hard product to stock because it's a lot of parts, a lot of components. So just from a logistics, point of view. So yes, Grand Thumb's main Instagram account is gone. He has a new one, which is just Grand Thumb. It's not Grand_Thumb. It's just Grand Thumb. He does have a new one. It's like 100,000 followers. But yes, he did get nuked. I've been chatting him every once in a while, texting him, asking, hey, any update, anything going on? My understanding is it's a slow-going process and or it's not looking good. So that's very unfortunate. But at any time, our overlords who run things get to decide who has a say and who doesn't. And it's just how it is right now. Will meta equipment be on sale? I believe, yes, we'll be putting ITRKs and stuff like that on sale. Again, it's pretty much everything. I don't have the full list right here, but I sat in on all the meetings for, we started having these meetings. Usually what happens, I'll tell you all what happens. In January, we start planning for Black Friday. So we've been planning for this event since January, really December. It's right after the previous Black Friday. We start planning for if our forecasting was correct, if our numbers were correct, is there anything we need to change, and what do we have to do? Then about 2 months out from the actual event, we actually start sitting down and figuring out how much quantity do we have on items, and how much can we, put on sale, and what are we going to have at the end of the year? Because we get taxed on everything that we still have. That's another reason people like Black Friday is they dump product, which will help with taxes, and that's one reason they do that. So 2 months ago, we started running these meetings where it's like, what products do we think we're going to have? How many? What's our monthly burn rate? What percentage can we do? And the list is long. I can't remember every product on it, but it was just like, yep, this one, 20%, 30%, 20%. We have one product that's 40%. Talk about that later. 40% off. You can get it for basically nothing. If it's something that you want to get ready for another product that's coming out, that is not coming out this Black Friday, it's coming out later. More on that in a little bit. Skinny jeans are not in stock. We're not getting into that. As much as I would like to get into apparel, that is not something T.REX Arms is going to attempt to do anytime soon. There's a lot of money, and also I think there's some things in the clothing market that are not being done or not being marketed very well. There's definitely money there, unfortunately, especially if you go to China, which we wouldn't do. Not something we're trying to do at this time. But there are some things with clothing that aren't being done in the gun industry that I think could be done, but that's a whole different thing for another day, different business model, different business, different whatevers. So, will we be selling Mod Light in the future? What an interesting question. Moving on. Charging handles. Yes, charging handles. I've got one right here. Radian charging handle. These are my favorite. And I will say, for those of you that, if you don't follow us on social media, I would say definitely follow the T.REX Arms account. We have gone out and filmed specific product videos with some of these, detailing how they function. We also have some more unique videos going up for Black Friday. So you should definitely, amusing, I should add. And some product tests that are really interesting that I don't see a lot of other Instagrammers or YouTubers doing. You should definitely follow the Instagram as well because we have some cool videos. But I have a video doing malfunction clearing with the Radian. What I really like about the Radian, I've been using these now for five or 6 years. I actually am demoing with my OG BCM in the video, originally with an XTS before it was Radian. And what I like about these is the little ears, the handle itself is, it protrudes. There is a lot of surface area to get your finger on or your gloved hand on. And it's also in an aggressive inward angle, so your chances of slipping off are 0 pretty much. So as far as malfunction clearing, this sucker is awesome. I've had some bad experiences with other charging handles that are rounded and smooth, and literally when I go to do a tap rack with like a gloved hand, my hand slips right off the charging handle. But having that aggressive inward angle on the charging handle means that like 99.99% of the time, you're not going to slip off of that charging handle if you get your finger in there somewhat. Doesn't even have to be like buried deep into that like notch, literally just on the edge because it's that aggressive angle and you're good to go. And the charging handle, like With malfunction clearing, it does matter having a good charging handle, especially if you start doing like bolt overrides and instead of going down to mortar, you want to just grab both ears on the charging handle, rack to the rear, come over, lock the bolt release, karate chop forward while having double ears, you know, protruded double ears, especially to get past your forward assist on this side, helps a lot. So yes, those will be on sale because they're awesome and they're dope. Inward angle. Did I say outward angle? It's outward if the gun's aiming at you. All right, does the SD version make much of a difference? It does with suppressors. Now, is it smart or can you run SD on a gun that isn't suppressed? Absolutely, I do it all the time. We may not have a lot of SDs available, but I also still run the standards in guns and it works great. Ideas on T.REX low profile shooting gloves. I was actually looking for some new gloves the other day because I've lost some of mine. I have like 5 different pairs from different companies. And I actually would like to get a new pair of gloves. Are we going to sell a pair? I don't know. Again, there's lots of people that already make them. I haven't looked into gloves enough to know what I would want out of a glove. Normally, I just put one on and I don't care like how dexterous or, I mean, I do, but I haven't really looked into that a whole lot, so we'll see. So, did I miss the Sidecar talk? No, so holsters. This is the really fun one. I talked about a product that we have a 14-month supply on, that we have like tens of thousands of. Mars carriers. So last year, we put in some large purchase orders for our Mars carriers. These are made out of 125 Kydex. They're awesome on 2-piece competition belts or on standard belts. I don't recommend them as much on a Molly belt like the Orion. I would rather run a Molly pouch on there that I can stack more ammunition with and whatnot. But on a normal belt or a 2-piece competition belt like the one that we're hopefully coming out with, again, it's not anytime soon. There's delays with some of the material. It's probably not going to be until Q1, maybe even Q2 of next year, which really sucks, but it is what it is. But what we have here are the super durable magazine carriers, and they're 40% off. So you basically get them for nothing. They're like $30 as is, 40% off brings them down to $16? $16 each, is that about right? 17 bucks? I was homeschooled, I don't know math. Something like that. So you get them for basically nothing, and then you get the tech lock and you're set. So if you don't have a 2-piece belt now, or maybe you have a pistol you don't have mag carriers for, like your weird Beretta or your weird CZ hipster gun or something, and you're like, you know what, I want a set of mag carriers for that, even though I mainly use my Glock, now's the time to buy them. We're selling them pretty much at cost. So we'll be having those out, and it'll be good to go. 7.62 Mars. Funny you asked that. I actually have been wanting to make a 7.62, not 39, but a 5.45 mag carrier would be dope, and a 7.62 by 51 mag would also be dope. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Not anytime soon. I'd like an MP5 one, and I'd also really like a 5.45 AK one. I think people would buy the 5.45 one. I don't think very many people would buy a 308 mag Mars carrier. I'd recommend a nylon pouch for that. So, oh geez, fun people in here. I like it. Drop the 2-piece belt. Trust me, I want to. Like, you don't need to tell me how much I want to drop the belt that I've been using for a year and a half. Like, I want to share that sucker with all of you. Unfortunately, I have no say in the supply lines or the logistical lines of the raw materials. I could change the design, I guess, and tell them to stick something else on the belt, but I don't want to do that because we haven't tested that. We've been testing the design that it is right now that has been spec'd out to the manufacturers. So I wish we could have come out with that belt 6 months ago. I wish we could come out with it for Black Friday. You know how dope that would be? But we can't because we're being told the material cannot be got. And without the material, the sewing doesn't happen. We don't get it. We don't make you happy, and it sucks. But we're not making that in-house. We have manufacturers that we go to who specialize in this sort of thing. They handle all the work. We specialize what we're good at, which is shipping really fast, awesome customer service, okay marketing, videos, you know, like shooting and stuff. It's all right, I guess. The production's good. Not always the talent. But, so, at times, that's just how it is with the manufacturing and whatnot. So, more T.REX Cummerbund options. I am working on a few. I have no ETA on those at this time. I will give you a few recommendations, though, for other cummerbunds from other companies. If you want a traditional Molly cummerbund, I just got one of these, threw it onto an AC1, layered it up with paraclete pouches, all traditional-like. You'll see it in some of the Black Friday stuff. ATS has a Molly cummerbund that Velcros in the back. So if you find a cummerbund that has simple Velcro in the back, that will work with the AC1. Lift the panel up. It's kind of like pajamas with the little flap. Flip the panel up, stick the cummerbund on there, panel comes back down, you're done. There's another company, Bees Combat Systems. They have a couple cummerbund options that do the same thing. And there's the Cry Imbav, which you can get to work. The Cry style shot cord weave setup that all the Cry ones have and the Spiritus ones have, that won't work unless you had some sort of, and we haven't made one, adapter that Velcros in that has all the little holes that those can interface through, and then the panel goes over. But ATS, Bees Combat Systems, SKD, or not SKD, well, yeah, theirs would work too. I tried to order some, and they didn't like I was a civilian trying to buy armor, so they canceled my order. I could go back and order, though, but SKD has some stuff. Ferro cummerbunds will work, and you're set. So anything with Velcro in the back. So you can wait for a cummerbund from us at some point, or you can go buy one from another company. Those are my recommendations. We've got them in the armory, and I use them. Warrior Assault, yep, that's another one. T2 inventory. We do have inventory on T2s. I'm looking down this lane. I see like 20 T2s. This is just picking. We also have storage and inventory over here. So when one of these runs dry and like they put these on the conveyor belt and they ship out to people, they go back there and grab more and load the sucker up. I think there's someone loading this every day for a couple hours, going through and making sure everything's set, like, you know, app peels, like making sure all the PECs, you know, are there, and RMRs. We've just got a fleet of EOTechs. We've got 8 ACOGs right here. We've got a cool video on that one. That's publishing, you know, in a couple days. Actually, very cool video with the ACOG. More on the ACOG next year, that's for sure. Law folders, not sure. I think we have about 100 of those right now. I want to say something like that. Those may be going on sale, I'm not sure. The hat going to be in stock. So that really sucks. There were some Excel spreadsheet problems here in the company, is from what I'm gathering. And the company that we've been using to get the hat hasn't been real responsive, so no hats. Which really sucks, because I actually would kind of like another T.REX hat. I like this one a lot, but I kind of like another T.REX hat. And we don't have any. So I'm sorry. But I wish we had some. I really do. I was asking about it today in the meeting. Civilians shouldn't only have AR-15s, but also belt feds. Absolutely. More on that tomorrow. Actually, no, Friday, on Instagram. 193 mount inventory. We have a few. Those are not going to last very long. I want to say those are going on sale with all the other ScalarWorks mounts that we have, but we don't have a ton of those, so those are going to disappear. And then, oh, we also have ALG triggers. I want to say those are going on sale too. We have tons of them. Ranger Green Yotes, haven't gotten another shipment to my knowledge, my understanding. We do have black and gray. I don't think we've had Ranger Green. Ranger Green is our top selling product by like 200%. Like Ranger Green is the color we sell. And I think part of that's our marketing, part of that's our demographic. You know, you have some companies out there, I talk about this pretty often, but you got companies out there who market solely to law enforcement. You have companies out there who solely market to special operations. And you got companies out there that market to big Army or big Marine, you know, like the conventional forces. And then you have us. We don't really market to any of those one groups. We kind of focus on civilians. We touch on all of those. If the product works for them, they buy it. All sorts of people buy our product. But we really focus on the citizen, the broader, I guess, customer base that is the citizen. And it just so happens that Ranger Green, for that particular group of people, in my opinion, and in most of our opinions here, is the most reasonable color. If you can only really pick one, Ranger Green blends in the woods. It blends in the urban sort of landscape. It looks somewhat official, unlike Coyote Brown, which looks casual and, you know, kind of khakis. They're casual, right? It's just kind of casual looking. And plus Coyote Brown's like this weird vomit color. It looks good on top of like Marine Marpat, like the desert camo. It looks nice because it kind of contrasts with that. But wearing Coyote on this, do I have Coyote something here? It just looks vomity and like nasty. But Ranger Green, official. Looks nice. So we sell a ton of Ranger Green. We don't sell a whole lot of multicam in comparison. That's just part of the demographics and the marketing. Take on the Aimpoint Acro. I don't know for sure. So I have a P2 in the armory. We're playing with it. It is nice. We will probably carry that one. Right off the bat, I did not want to carry the P1. I am interested in carrying the P2 whenever they can get them to us in large quantities. Until then, though, we won't be selling them because nobody's selling them. So, collab with Kyle. I can keep spamming that message all day. I've already been pretty vocal about that. I'm just going to say this once. Been pretty vocal about that on our Instagram. I am not going to message him in an attempt to use him for marketing. I'm not going to do that. I would love to sit down with him and just have a nice conversation with no cameras, no interviews, no nothing, and see whatever advice I may have that can help him, or just be there for him as a human being. I'm not interested in using him as a pawn of marketing. Now, if there was some reason he would like to do something with us, potentially we would do that. I would be interested in doing that, in fact. But only if it's on his terms and he wants it. I'm not going to go follow him around, chase an ambulance, wanting him to come do marketing with us. I'm not going to do that. I know some companies out there are trying to do that. That is not what we're going to do. I'd love to sit down with him and have a nice little conversation and see if there's anything I can do for him as a human being, not as a CEO of a company. But that is just how I stand on that. We don't need to talk about that anymore. But I'm very happy that he is a free man. So, and he is a man, not a boy. I hate that people are saying that. He's not a boy, he's a man. Like, geez. All right. He is a king, not a pawn. Yeah, well, that is how it is. You could pay him. For what? I would definitely buy him a meal. Absolutely. I'd buy him donuts or, yeah, absolutely. What do you think about storing your guns with ammunition? This is probably the best question that has been asked. Probably the biggest detriment, or one of the biggest detriments to firearms culture has been the encouragement of the NRA with the hunting ed courses that they get to young people at a very young age with the concept that firearms should not be stored with ammunition. Firearms should absolutely be stored with ammunition. Firearms are useless without ammunition if the intent of the firearm is to be used for personal defense or for the reasons of the Second Amendment. If your purpose is only hunting, Bambi, in season, like only in season when the government allows you, then yeah, you don't need ammunition with your gun at any time. But if the purpose of the firearm is for personal defense and something much more serious than that, then absolutely keep ammunition with the gun. Keep a magazine in the firearm. It could be aircraft ready or patrol cart, whatever you want to call it. Empty chamber, magazine in the gun, that's cool. I've got a 300 blackout in my bedroom, magazine's in, chamber is empty, but I got that gun ready to go, set with ammunition with the gun. And you know what? That gun's not going to go off. I don't have kids yet. I don't have to worry about that. There are a couple cats running around. I don't think they're going to all of a sudden develop the strength to be able to manipulate my MCX that's suppressed. I don't think so. But guns should absolutely be stored with ammunition. In fact, we have a very interesting example of this in which I would argue the situation went well, but I would say is a very good case study for us for why you need to have ammunition with a firearm. It was that shooting in Texas where the guy, it was a church from across the street, the guy ran to a safe, had to load a magazine, didn't have preloaded mags, and I don't want to disparage his performance because he got out and ended up engaging the person and resolving the situation. But there was lost time. Like if we actually have to look at the scenario, he had to load a magazine from his safe. Like sit there, get bullets out of a box, load a magazine, put it in the gun, then run out. And I know how long it takes to load a magazine, especially if you're not trained. Like that was probably 90 seconds, plus getting into the safe, punching in all the numbers. How much faster could it have gone had that mag been sitting there already loaded, or in the gun? It's just open the safe, grab the gun, out you go, gone. Or gun by the bed, grab the gun, mag's already in it, off you go. So the Hunter's Ed class, I've done a lot of study on this. As great as it is for keeping people safe with firearms, I don't believe it does a good enough job at encouraging a high level of respect for firearms and a high level understanding of firearms for young people. Young people is where the education needs to start on firearms, and I don't believe Hunter's Ed classes or even shooting competitions for that matter are doing a good enough job at educating people to have a healthy respect for firearms. It's sort of this like liability, like, okay, if you don't do these things, nothing will happen. And it's like, that's not enough. But that's my opinion. That's a whole other discussion for another day. I would love to do a video on that someday. We will see. It's definitely going to tick people off. So, has T.REX Arms thought about expanding to the European market? So we have a vendor over there who handles a lot of that, Tactical Kit in the UK. I would love to do some stuff in Europe. Exporting certain products is difficult. Exporting some products is easy. Holster is not a problem. Some stuff is subject to ITAR. But yes, I would love to do that more in the future. But we have one vendor over there who's definitely helping, which is great. EOTech sale. Yes. We've got tons, actually. We've got many. I don't know exactly what the sale percent is, but definitely stick around. And you'll want to be on the newsletter because I think some of them, like the EXPS tan, I don't think we have a lot of. XPS, G33, tan. Okay, that's a whole row, so that's like a dozen. This is a dozen in black. Tan, yeah, this is I only see 8 here. I'm sure there's more back there. Not a lot of the tan EXPS 3s. So if you want to grab one at discount before they're gone, you should probably subscribe to the newsletter. Just saying, because that starts early. All right, Little Bird sale. Not yet. When's the email coming out? The email sends, I have been told, the email sends tonight at midnight. 12:01 a.m. to be exact. It's on Thursday. 12:01 on Thursday. It could be a little off, but I believe it's at midnight, and that's when the sale for newsletter subscribers begins. Boom. And then y'all can run over to the site, and you can start going to town and ripping people apart and stampeding them. And yeah, starting tonight. At midnight, something like that. Could be a little later, but I think it's about midnight. At Peels, yes. Also on sale. You have a bunch, black and tan, ready to go. You can save some money on those. So, EOTech bolt purchase. No, probably not. We're already giving a discount that would reflect similarly to a bulk discount. So no, I don't think so. Nice try though, and a good question to ask, but I don't think so. That is something. I'll be honest, like. If you are interested in buying a product from us bulk, like let's say you are a concerned citizen, you have a large group of people, which congratulations if you have a group of people that are like-minded, and you want to actually buy an item in bulk from us, holsters or something else, especially if it's a product that we make, shoot us an email. We will probably work with you, and we'll probably hook you up with a discount. If you come in and you bring in, like 50 items or something, like, hey, we need 50 AC1s for our neighborhood, our cul-de-sac crew, we'll probably hook you up with a discount if you ask, provided it's a decent amount of product and a somewhat reasonable request. Absolutely. So T.REX Arm backpacks, bug out bag, T.REX talk. So the best, well, I don't want to say the best bug out bags. There's a lot of considerations for bug out bags, like what you're trying to do, how long are you trying to bug out for? Do you need a bag that's low vis? Are you trying to sneak away, in Nazi Germany style or something like that and get out? There's a lot of considerations for that I don't think people think about. It's not something that we specialize in. We have a backpack that we like, but it's more for like sustainment for direct action, I guess you could say, and patrolling, not so much for rucking it. There's much better bags for that, like 5-day packs and big packs with lumbar support and waist straps and crazy stuff for actually like running around for days. But there's other companies that specialize in that. I don't think we're going to get into that market, at least not anytime soon, probably not for a couple of years. But there are other companies that do that. Honestly, the best bug out bags, in my opinion, are duffel bags. They look nondescript. They're not tactical. You can load them up with all kinds of crap. You can throw them in your car. If you have to leave your car to go inside and grab something, and inside are just a bunch of cheap-looking duffel bags, the chances of someone trying to break in and steal those is a lot lower than if they're all multicam-looking gun bags. So I like cheap duffel bags. I've bought them on Amazon for like 30 bucks. And they're this heavy grade, like ripstop material. And I load those suckers. Like when you go to the range, I'll load in like 3 things of armor, all kinds of stuff in those, carry them around. They got all kinds of weight. They're not ripping at the seams. And when everything's just loaded up in there, it's a cheap looking duffel bag. Little do people know there's, like $5,000 worth of stuff in them. So low vis is usually the cheapest thing you can buy. So fancy that. Louis Vuitton is not very low vis if you're trying to sneak around. All my kit can fit in a JanSport. Exactly, JanSport backpack, 30 bucks. Yep, I've got one as well. Get home bags are a more applicable concept. Yeah, the whole bug out bag, like what you really need to ask is like, where are you bugging to? Where are you outing to? And like, under what scenario is it that you're trying to do that, like what's the concept? I think a lot of people don't think about that. They just think, I need a bag that's got like matches and a flare gun and like a survival blanket and an MRE. And I'm like, okay, well, what's that for exactly? A lot of people just want to copy a bug out bag from someone else, but you really need to think about what do you need Like, let's say your safe haven's 5 hours away. Your bug out bag is going to look very different than someone who already lives in the country. And they don't really need to bug out. They're already bugged out. They need to only focus on getting home from work in the nasty city they live in to then get to their property that's an hour away, that's, you know, out in rural, like out in the country. Versus you live in a city and your like family's farm is 5 hours away. Well, your bug out situation is very different. I think a lot of people just don't think about that because it's work. You have to think about it and you have to process. And people are, not everyone, people are lazy and they just want to get the information from someone else and not think about it themselves. So, cardboard box and old duffel bags. Absolutely. Guns in cardboard boxes, it's the best. Do we have the G45? We do not. My understanding is those are sort of shipping, trickling out. I don't believe vendors have them yet. They may. But I went to EOTech's website the other day to look at something, and they are limiting customers to 1 if they're in stock. So we don't have G45s. I have a few for testing. We don't have any for sale yet. It's just how it is. Let's see. More questions. Is the site ready for this? The good news is our last product launch, which was this sucker right here, which, by the way, sidecars are on sale too during Black Friday. We had no problems with the website. And we had tens of thousands of people showing up. The biggest issues we've had with the website were the AC Uno debacle, the AC1. So we had 2 massive site issues with that, which obviously is a stain on our brand and trust because you guys are asking, is the website ready for this? Which implies that you remember what happened. It takes years to get past this. But I have confidence that our web team, which is now 5 full-time people, have, you know, tied up loose ends, as they say. And our website will be able to handle it, especially since it's spread out over 5 days. That also helps. It's not like new product drop and on one day everyone like pounds your website. But this is this product drop right here. We survived. So my confidence is high, but I can understand why y'all's is lower because of past experiences, and I don't blame you. That's how company trust is gained and lost. Brand trust. So. I buy AC 130, yeah. Best EOTech for the money. So honestly, my favorite EOTech, and this is what I like about the EOTech a lot, and I'm going to open one of these, and I'm going to try to put it away as easily as I can. Someone's going to be like, oh, the next one I order is the one Lucas handled. Don't be dumb. This is the EXPS3. I may already have one out. I don't care. I have to do this very carefully without ripping the box. If I rip the box, I have to keep this. Oh, no. All right. Box. What I really like about the EOTech is you do not have to buy any additional parts. You get the optic. It has an integrated lower third quick detach mount, return to 0, as it should, and you're set. You just drop that right onto your gun, right out of the box. I believe the battery is already shipped with it. Yeah. The optic is on. I'll have to turn this off before I put it away. Oh, come on. I know I can. That looks hot. Oh, I'm dead. So that, we didn't need to focus on it. I'm going to turn this off, make sure I'm good. Put this back in the box. But I recommend this one right here. Lower third, it's a very acceptable height, and you're good to go. Look at that. Perfect. Now I have to make sure I put it on the right shelf. Tan. All right. You guys are like, oh no, he didn't wipe it off. Anthrax. So, I really like the XPS3. I love them. They're great. Best starter chest rig. So, there are some really good ones out there. So, I like the Mayflower a lot. The UW, whatever it's called. But there's a few cheaper chest rigs out there that are a little bit easier to get sometimes. I actually just bought a chest rig from ATS. This one's kind of cool. It's a 4-mag in the center. I'll post some content with it, but it's actually really cool. It's a 4-mag in the center. It's got 3 rows of MOLLE on the sides, so you can add your like GP or whatever. But it also has 2 integrated radio pouches already built into the chest rig. And I think it's like $110, $120. The straps kind of suck. It's whatever. It is Swift Clip compatible, which I really like. And there's a Velcro spot on the inside of the chest rig, so you can adhere it to plate carriers or attach your like dangler pouches and stuff like that. But there's all kinds of little chest rigs out there like that. They're like $120. We've got the Ready Rig that's like $130, which is a little more specific. You don't have to go buy like the latest Instagram company's cool chest rig. There's all kinds of cool ones out there. It really comes down to what are you looking for. Are you looking for a 8-mag loadout, a 4-mag loadout, a slick little loadout, a big GP pouches, no GP pouches, zip in the front. I mean, there's all kinds of things to look for with a chest rig. Technically, I mean, the Blackhawk Strike Vest, whatever that's called, the big one that has the double pouches, like that holds, I think, 8 magazines if that's what you want. And it's like 80 bucks, I think. So, back to the questions. Oh, man. That's on the Spiritus thing, too. So I have gone out and bought, because this concept has intrigued me, the expanders from other companies, not just the Spiritus one, but there's a few other companies making them. And I don't really like it very much. Now, that's my opinion, but bear with me. You're adding a lot of material, a lot of layers to a chest rig. When you take a placard, you add an adapter, you then have MOLLE, you then have some other adapter type stuff going on. You have to attach a pouch to that, and then you have a pad on the back of that, and then maybe you have like something on the side, like another little thing. And I built one of these out. I used the Haley placard as the base, and I looked at it, and it's huge, and I put it on a plate carrier, and I was like, my Mayflower does all of this in this size, like quite a bit smaller than adding all these layers of modularity. So I kind of like standalone. I'm not a huge fan of modular anymore, because standalone means you can be a little slimmer and a little smaller and a little bit lighter than stacking up all these materials. Now, I don't think it's a bad system overall. Like if you want the ability to remove your placard from it and just wear it as a placard on your plate carrier and then put it on your adapter and run it as a chest rig, like that's cool if that's something that you need. But I think standalone offers a lot of advantages over these modular systems. I really like a standalone. You just buy it and you're done. You don't have to do anything to it. You're finished. It's got all the pouches and GP stuff that it needs. So and I've been trying these from other companies and seeing like, is there a really good one that's like laser cut or something that like minimizes the profile, and it's just a lot of material. So would it be better to buy a chest rig with more pouches and clip it to your plate carrier instead of buying a placard? I honestly prefer it. I did a video, it's my night vision video where I cover that. I actually prefer having a chest rig that clips into my plate carrier, because I can then remove the chest rig and run it standalone. So if I have to have only one system, or I can only afford one system, and I know I can afford having one of each of those things, but if I can only have one system that I keep in a duffel bag ready to go, I like the chest rig approach because I can run it standalone, I can put it on my plate carrier, I can wear my plate carrier standalone, I can wear the chest rig on top of that, you know, not clipped in with the harness. It gives me a lot more options for actual use than a placard that's tiny that, in my opinion, isn't as good as a chest rig because it's not as stable. All the weight's in one spot, and it's not like properly distributed like around your body. I'm just not as big of a fan of the whole placard thing anymore. And there's one thing placards don't do that they really should in terms of attaching to your plate carrier that I'm surprised nobody has done yet. It's possible that we'll do it in the future, but we'll see. Something that keeps them from moving around. So it just kind of boggles my mind that nobody's done it yet. Okay, so going back to questions, seeing if there's any product stuff y'all are interested in before you make some big decisions to spend money. And hopefully you tell your wives. You're not one of those guys who tries to sneak it. But we're not going to talk about that too much. Can you run the Ready Rig on the AC1? You can. I don't know exactly why you would want to do that. The Ready Rig is meant to be a low-vis sort of a thing you wear under a jacket and or a shirt, but yes, you can. I've done it. I would prefer, if I'm already wearing a plate carrier, I would prefer just wearing a big chest rig on top of it if I had to. I can understand, though, if you're wearing the plate carrier covert or low-vis, whatever you want to call it, and then you want to quickly grab your Ready Rig and throw it on top for ammo, that I can understand. But I wouldn't recommend that as like your preferred system setup. I would buy something different. So and I'm married now, so I can talk about this. Boom. I actually can speak with authority about, you know, spending habits while being married. So, granted, a little different, but whatever. Keep the statement paperless. I bet we get some weird customer service requests from people saying like, can you omit the receipt? I don't want my wife to see it. I'm sure they get all kinds of weird requests over there. Right, Christian?
Yes.
Yes. All right. He's customer service right there, and he's. I get all my customer service verification from Christian now that he's in our department. It's great. Does your new SBL NVG lanyard work on the Team Wendy LTP? The answer is absolutely. I don't know exactly what you're trying to do, but yeah, if your helmet has Velcro, it'll work. If your helmet doesn't have Velcro, you can use the Velcro patch our SBL includes. I won't go find one. There's one down there somewhere, but we include the adhesive Velcro. So if you go onto eBay and buy a used ballistic helmet like an old like Mitch or ACH helmet, and it's just completely slick for whatever, most of them aren't, you could slap that Velcro right on there, and then the SBL will go right on to retain your PVS 14, your battery pack for your whatever night vision you've got, or your IR strobe, or whatever it is, your Snickers bar you want to slap onto your helmet, your playing cards, your whatever it is. Medical kits on sale. I'm 90% sure they are. I'm like 90% sure. I know last year we put cat tourniquets on sale. We had thousands of them, which was super cool, and we sold through a lot of them. Probably one of the best products that we sell, probably one of the most useful. And as far as saving lives, the product that saves the most lives that we sell is the cat tourniquet, without a doubt. And I can say that probably for other companies as well who sell, nylon products or whatever, and then they also have, cat tourniquets. Cat tourniquets are being used to save lives every day. And we get some really cool stories from people who've deployed tourniquets from sidecars to save people's lives in car accidents and things like that. They come up on it, see something's going on, tourniquet comes right out. That's why I'm carrying one right here. I'm more likely to use my tourniquet, believe it or not, than another magazine in my pistol. But another magazine, though, can go into my pocket. And that's all on sale, too. So if you need a, sidecar, because you don't have one yet, the new version, it'll be your time to buy this weekend. If you want to save some money. If you don't, that's fine. Why so little support for Staccato? We are working on more, but to be really frank, it is not as popular of a pistol as you might think. It's getting there. It's definitely more popular, and props to STI for making their gun, because they've tried historically to get out of the competition market and get more mainstream with other versions of the gun and trying to move into more mainstream because it's a bigger customer base than competition. Competition's like this right here. Concealed carry permits is this in comparison. The Staccato is a good step in the right direction, but it is not taking off as fast as probably Staccato would like. I mean, most companies want to do as many sales as they can. And there's just other guns out there that people are still using more than the Staccato. The answer is yes, I think we are working on more support for that pistol, but it's going to be years until that pistol becomes more commonplace. And by then, they'll probably have a new model. I'm sure they will. And hopefully that'll fit existing holsters. It might not, and that's part of the problems with creating pistol or holsters for 1911s and 2011s. The dust covers get longer, the stuff happens, it gets all weird, and the frame gets fatter, and the slide gets fatter, and the serrations get different, and then we have to go remake our holsters. It's super annoying. But I'm sure we are going to work on them, but it's going to be some time before that is a commonplace pistol that everyone is very used to seeing everywhere. I mean, I rarely see one in the wild, rarely. I see them more than Salients, but I rarely see Staccatos in the wild. Maybe it's because I don't live in some big, rich, fancy city or something. I don't know. All right. Does the sidecar tourniquet holder work without the... Yes, it does. You can single clip it, 4 o'clock. You can do that with the pistol mag carrier. You can do it with any of the attachments, to be honest. Just sticking it in 4 o'clock and you're good to go. Absolutely. So, battery-powered ACOG coming. Yes, next year. Not for Black Friday, not this year. There's a bunch of new retail products we would like to carry, but that is next year. That is not this year. That is not before Black Friday. In fact, we have a rule. We have a concept. That is, we try not to launch products. Kind of funny I'm saying this because there was a product we tried to launch today and it got nixed. But we try not to launch new products within a week or two of Black Friday. It just adds, they gotta carve out space, which usually they're doing way ahead of time, but they have to do so much to get that going. Releasing a new product around this time of the year kind of sucks. Now, I wish we could do it, but there's a lot of other departments and people involved in that, and that's just how it is. But early next year, there are a bunch of retail products we'll be bringing to the site once we get past fourth quarter, Black Friday, Christmas, you guys forgetting to order things until the day before, and then complaining to customer service saying that your package didn't arrive in time, when it's your fault for procrastinating and the USPS's fault for having delays in shipping. And then we get blamed for it. Pretty funny, right? Granted, I'm also one of those guys who likes to, buy things last minute. I bought myself presents last minute for Thanksgiving. I bought them on Sunday, I think, and only half of them are showing up in time. So, are old Sidecars still available? Yes, on eBay, not on our website. That was a huge discussion that lasted months. We were having deliberations, debates on that, although we all came to the same conclusion that it was not going to be viable to support both models of holster, especially when this one is better. Now, the old Sidecar is good. I'm not going to say it isn't. I've still got a bunch. But the new Sidecar is a lot better. The funny thing is, I was unable to test the new Sidecar a ton, or as much as I would have liked, just because we couldn't, the chances of leaking it were very high if I had one on. So as soon as we launched, I immediately went and got mine, put it on, started wearing it, more consistently. And I was actually a little bit shocked how comfortable it was with the tourniquet, because I hadn't worn the tourniquet too much. There were other guys that were testing it who weren't on camera all the time. And I was like, man, this is way more comfortable than I thought it would be. Like, I figured it'd be the same as a Sidecar with a pistol mag. Like, it'd be about the same. But no, the little bit of flex that it has and the soft material of the tourniquet holder made it very comfortable. I was actually a little bit shocked, to be honest. Shocked about our own product. Fancy that. Flashlights. Yes, flashlights should be on sale. EDLC 1s and 2s. I want to say I saw that on the forum the other day. This is my the light that I carry. We moved a bunch of these in October for low light month. But yes, I highly recommend a good handheld. So there's this little dim mode, and then there's that bright mode. It's awesome. While supplies last. I don't think we have a whole lot of these, so again, they could be gone tomorrow for those of you on the newsletter. And for those of you not, you're just going to wait till Friday, and you may not get any. Would T.REX Arms focus more on airsoft? I would like to. It's just a matter of balancing that and going to events with everything else that we're doing. But yes, I would like to. I would like to do more YouTube videos, is what I would really like to do next year. Chad does as well. 1 a week would be an awesome goal. That's 50 a year. I think this year we've done like 30 something. So we have to balance that against going to events and traveling and products. And it's a lot. LPVOs, the answer is yes. Razors. One of the best LPVOs on the market will be on sale. Now, I'm not going to open this because putting this back together in a resellable form is kind of a pain. So I'm not going to do that. But yes, razors. One of the best out there, 1 to 6. It's, in my opinion, it's the brightest reticle that I have used, that I have tested. It also has another factor that I think is nice. I don't think it's a requirement. The edge-to-edge thickness of the optic when you're looking through it is minimal. There's very little border around the optic that's like covering the target and what's going on. It's I think edge-to-edge glass field of view is probably the way to say it. It's the most minimal of any LPVO that I've used. Like, it's actually, I don't know how they did it, but it's like you have a little border and that's it. And when you're looking through the optic on 1X doing stuff. So those are on sale. We got a bunch of those, and you will be set. As far as scope mounts for those, I'm not sure what our status is on that, but you can pick them up from other places. Geisley 193 is good. The ScalarWorks ones are really good. I've actually been meaning to, I need to do more research, but I want to find a more, I don't want to say it, but a more budget scope mount. That's not $350. That's like $150, maybe $200. Somewhere in there. I know Arrow makes one. It seems a little too flimsy though. I'm not sure. But I want to find something in the $200 range. And I just need to sit down and do research and figure something out. Technically, scope rings would be the cheapest, but I don't want to do that. All right, questions. Does it look like you're looking through a tube? Thank you. It's basically what the Razor is, yes. ADM, yeah, I think those are about $250. I've used those before. Yep. LaRue, I think those are $300. I bought a couple of those. I want to say those are closer to $300, but I'm not sure. I do like them though; they're pretty good. No, I'm not going to open the Razor. I should have brought one out here, but I will say. So on Friday afternoon, I will be attempting to multi-stream off of this phone. So 2 streams at once. 1 to YouTube here, 1 to my Twitch, 2 very different communities that should not ever collide. I'm going to be streaming to both, and I'm going to be swapping between this building and the Armory. So if people want to talk about scopes, I'll go talk about scopes. If people want to talk about something over here, or maybe I got to come ask someone a question, I'm going to be streaming for like 6 hours. It's the plan, provided this whole thing like works. And I'm going to be trying to answer as many questions as I can in that time. If I had a little tally thing and I could like hit a button for every single question I successfully answer, that would be dope. But don't know if that's going to happen. So that's going to be on Friday afternoon, and then also on Monday afternoon as well. Just trying to get as many questions answered as possible, alleviate some stress on customer service, plus be able to actually show you guys some stuff on camera, which will be really cool. Haven't done that before. Yes, slings will be on sale, as long as supplies last. I think we're pretty good on inventory, but honestly, with the sale and Black Friday, those could all be gone within 2 days, for all I know. We have counters. Yeah, I know you guys have counters, but I don't. I can do a poll on Twitch. Yeah, but that's kind of ineffective for what I'm trying to do. You watch both. You are chaos. You are. VCOG is nice. I do like that about the VCOG. It takes the standard ACOG mounts. They're always center. You don't have to worry about like centering the scope. I actually really like that about my VCOG. I have the new 1-8, which my understanding is it's kind of hard to get right now because they're like fulfilling Marine contracts and stuff. But it's big and heavy. But it is probably the only scope, I'm going to say scope, that I would trust dropping from about here at about 4 feet right onto the ground and it not shattering or losing zero. All these other scopes, I don't really trust dropping onto concrete or even gravel from like 4 feet right on their head and them maintaining full zero. Now, should you be dropping your gun from there? No, you shouldn't. It's kind of an unrealistic expectation. And if you want an optic that can survive that, I have just the optic. And again, you should be watching our Instagram for videos of certain experiments. But this is the Trichicon ACOG. It is old school, but it is also, one of you is going to buy this and it will, I'll drop it and then put it back in the box. But this right, yeah, you have my fingerprints now. Go commit crimes, I guess. But yeah, the ACOG, I know the eye relief, it's like 1.5 times. I don't think we're going to get the eye relief. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yes. But yeah, the ACOG, no, it's fine. We're all right. One of the best optics out there, to be honest, that I highly recommend. More on that later, though. So if you actually want to be throwing your rifle around like a madman, I recommend an ACOG, not a 1-6. So whoever buys an ACOG right now, I guess, gets that one. So what do you mean by nuked exactly? Yeah, nuked. When I say nuked, I'm usually referring to, yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and all these places. Yeah, nuked, gone, dead, downed, team wiped. So I wonder what David Chipman, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. That's pretty cool. Is the Razor the Vortex Razor? Yes, sorry. And I should really clarify and say 1-6 because they have a 1-10 Razor. They have like a 3-18 Razor. They have a 5x25 Razor. They got a 4x18 or something. Actually, no, that's probably Night Force. The 1-6, not the 1-10, the 1-6 Razor. So, garbage optic and Tarkov. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Did I lose respect? You know what? Okay, let me say this. If you guys want to ask me some more controversial questions on a live that I don't plan on saving on Friday, bring your questions there and we'll talk about it. Because I talk about all this stuff on my Twitch. Right, like I answer a lot of questions, like company stuff, business stuff, sometimes industry stuff, provided it's not too wild. But if you actually want to ask some questions you don't normally get to ask on a YouTube Live or whatever, you can go to my Twitch or you can tune in on Friday and we'll answer some of these questions. I'm not going to do it on this stream. This is a saved stream. Granted, anything I say publicly, it's public knowledge. It is what it is. But I do treat it a little bit differently. But I will talk about some of that stuff on a longer live. Uh-oh. Yeah, and it's going to be such a long stream. I know nobody's going to be watching it here. At least I don't think so. They can't devote resources to that long. So I can say whatever I want and get away with it. Just kidding. Not really. Can't do that. But have your questions ready on Friday. Yeah, Freaky Friday. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so back to my question, the question of the stream, which I didn't really answer at the beginning because I got a little carried away running around doing my own personal shopping. How to save money on gear? Well, there's a lot of options. The best one is eBay or some other used way of buying gear. I buy a lot of gear used. I buy tons of gear used. I'm on eBay just sniping products out from under you guys all the time. The other option is you wait till Black Friday and you hope that your favorite company with your product that you want to buy is going to go on sale so you can save some coin. And this Black Friday, we have a lot of product that's going to go on sale and hopefully save you guys some coin. But only buy what you need. Don't just be that guy who's like, man, I just really want this thing because I just really want it and I'll take it to the range once a year. Buy the stuff you need. If you're not going to actually use the item, don't buy it. Like if you don't know if you're going to wear a sidecar and use it, don't buy the sidecar. Go buy something else or go spend that money on training. But if you know you're going to use it or you know you really got to test it to know if it's something you're going to use, then consider buying it. But don't just buy something because it's on sale and then it sits in a garage or something stupid like that. Use your money smartly because that's big brain and that's what we want everyone to have is big brain. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys on Friday on a very long stream, hopefully, provided all the IT stuff works on the back end for that. We'll be answering questions. We'll be in the armory. Oh, shoot. Well, it's YouTube Live, isn't it? I may have to just do it on Twitch. I may not be able to do it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like gun handling. That may actually change my plans. So you guys may have to just watch it on Twitch, but I'll let you guys know that on YouTube on Friday if that is the case. And we'll just stick to Twitch where I can get away with handling guns because for whatever reason on that platform I can do that. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys then.